Welcome to the second day of the South African International Conference on Entrepreneurship 2009. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, my name is Karen Myers. I am the Director of the Center for Entrepreneurship here at Wits Business School. The conference today opens with our guest speaker, Dr. Julius Nyalunga from the Department of Trade and Industry. I'd really like you to welcome Dr. Julius Nyalunga.
The issue of entrepreneurship, as far as I'm concerned, is something that is vital for an economy like the South African economy. I know that, for example, if we look at our Gini coefficient, we realize that it gives us the latest information that income inequality has increased in South Africa. And if we're not going to be able to restructure the South African economy, definitely it's going to be difficult for us to see to it that majority of the people who are sidelined become part of the mainstream of the economy. And to me, the answer lies in entrepreneurship. There are issues that I want to highlight that the success that has happened in transforming or restructuring the South African economy did not happen by chance. Let me say, government has implemented, for example, a strategy on small and medium-scale enterprises. That is a strategy that is aimed at supporting and assisting SMMEs. That is, it's something that the government felt like it's key for the development of this country and restructuring of the South African economy and addressing also the economic, let me say, imbalances or inequalities that exist within our economy. Entrepreneurship and economic development are interrelated. You can't separate the two. Now, there is consensus within South Africa about the importance of entrepreneurship and economic development. Meaning that I think private sector, public sector, government, we all understand the fundamental role and the important role that is played, or that is supposed to be played by entrepreneurship in South Africa. One of the findings in the GEM report was to reflect the level of entrepreneurship in South Africa. And what I like is that it's a study that compares South Africa with, let me say, 37 other countries, which at the end of the day can really reflect to us whether we are a nation that supports, or a nation of entrepreneurs, or probably not. The interesting thing that I want to highlight is that entrepreneurship has managed, for example, to transform countries which decided to opt for a different socio-economic formation, moving away, for example, from planned economies to what we say market economies, or what we call today economies in transition. In those countries, the success of transforming their economies, to me, is nothing else except the fact that they've supported and understood the importance of entrepreneurship in any economy. South Africa stands even a better chance of becoming an entrepreneurial, let me say, society because of the history and the background of South Africa as a country. South Africa ranked very low in relation to total entrepreneurial activity, whereby only 6.5% of adults participated in entrepreneurial ventures by 1999, which to me was quite an interesting finding. Now, this rate is the lowest of the all developing countries that participated in the GEM report in 2002. The other finding to me that was quite crucial was that South Africa ranked 15th out of the 37 in the startup activity. South Africa had only 5% of adult population involved in startup businesses. And it ranked 29th in the new firm activity. Now, South Africa had only 2% of the adult population involved in new firms. And it was in the 9th position in necessity entrepreneurship. South Africa in the findings was on the 29th position on opportunity entrepreneurship. Now, in all, the conclusion to me is important because I wonder how much success have we made with all the efforts of government and, let me say, private sector and public sector. But the key issue is that in all the measures of entrepreneurship, South Africa ranked the lowest of all developing countries in the GEM report in 2002. South Africa was in the lowest quartile of the GEM countries in two key measurements, namely opportunity, entrepreneurship, and activity entrepreneurship. The challenge then that we have as government, as this center, is to see to it that we have what we call opportunity entrepreneurs. But the problem that we're having also in our country is that a lot of people, for example, like myself and others, we know that there are business opportunities out there. Probably in terms of my education, I do have skills, I can be able to manage finance, etc., etc. But I don't have guts to get into business because the culture of entrepreneurship is so low, and when people fail in business, they get stigmatized. It is important that we now develop people who are not only to start business and end up their enterprises end up as startups, but we want people who will start businesses and have firms that are going to get established and be able to employ other people and be able sort of to flourish. And the challenge that we're having in our country, I think, is to me, I don't think that it's more of the resources, but it's more of the mindset, whereby people should understand that it's time whereby people should not only rely on paycheck, but they should start their own businesses. Now, these are some of the factors that I said, factors which can help entrepreneurs to go beyond startups. Entrepreneurs in formal sectors are hindered, for example, in South Africa, by tax compliance, which imposes heavy administrative burden on young firms. Business support services for registered businesses, particularly those provided by government, are often inaccessible or sometimes of poor quality. Implementation of successful government programs depend on private sector partnerships and involvement of experienced, successful entrepreneurs at all levels in the processes. And majority of entrepreneurs in informal sector should be best serviced through social welfare rather than business support. That is a view that I support. And creation of microfinance industry. The TTI has established that microfinance organization, which is called SAMA. Widespread recognition at all levels of public and private sector about the need to increase entrepreneurship activity, financial support, government policy. For example, I've spoken about SMEs, BE, cooperative development, gender and women economic empowerment. These are some of the initiatives that the Department of Trade and Industry has already initiated. And government programs, education and training, research and development and transfer, forward and backward linkages. I think one of the problems that we have in South Africa is the issue of backward and forward linkages, that is transfer of technology between, let me say, big and smaller enterprises. Commercial and professional infrastructure, market openness, access to physical infrastructure, and cultural and social norms.